Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you have not already done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. And if you have not, remember, pass it forward. If you know someone or you hear a message, maybe it's not meant for you, but maybe it's meant for somebody else that you might be going through something, please feel free to pass it forward and to share whatever message that comes out of my mouth on these videos, because sometimes I have one thing planned, something else comes out, okay? That being said, I want to tell you a story today, okay? All right, so the story goes like this. There was a man, and this man had an employee, and unfortunately, this employee passed away. Okay, now when this employee passed away, his wife is now a widow, so he left his wife a widow, and then they had two sons that they shared. Okay, and so, unfortunately, also when he passed away, he left a lot of debt that his wife was now responsible for. And so, this is back in the day when it wasn't just like, hey, we're going to come repo your car. This is like, hey, we're coming to take your kids. And that's what was about to happen. And so, the widow, she goes to the man that her husband worked for and said, sir, my husband, he was a hard worker. You may or may not remember him, but I am pleading on his behalf. If you could please help me, because I have to pay these debts and they're coming to take my kids, just like any mother would plead for her kids, right? So what he tells her is this. He says, because she tells him that all she has to her name left is like a little bottle of oil. And again, during this time, that was significant. And so he tells her, go in the house, get your oil, and then I want you to come outside and I want you to go to all your neighbors' houses and I want you to ask them for empty containers and bring them back home. So she does that. And so she takes them in the house with her sons, and then he tells her to pour the oil into each of the canisters. And then what he says is, after you finish emptying out your container and you filled up all these containers, I want you to take them out and sell them. And then what you have, you will have some left over, okay, to carry you through. And she did not end up having to sell her sons. Now, this is a story in the Bible in the book of 2 Kings, and it's about Elisha. Sometimes there's confusion. There's Elijah, the prophet, but this is about Elisha. And Elisha was the one that her husband worked for. And so he's the one that blessed her and said, hey, take what you have. Take what you already own and it will be blessed, okay? And so it led me to record this video and to talk about this and ask the question, are you using what you already possess to help propel yourself forward, to help benefit yourself, to help if you're struggling in some way? Are you using the gifts, because we all have them, or the resources, because we all have them, that you already have? We unfortunately live in a time frame, guys, where so many people, nobody that watches this channel, right, but where so many people want somebody else to do the work for them, or they're trying to get from point A to point B very easily without going through and doing the tough work, right? So at the end of the day, people are looking for handouts sometimes, right? And this has nothing to do with people who have really found themselves in a position where they have lost a job, or this isn't that. This is if you're, kind of between point A and point B and you're struggling, that in between season of something, are you using the resources that you have? At the best example, I have a young lady in my mentoring group. I'm not going to say her name in case she doesn't want the shout out, but she's kind of in this in-between season right now. She's already graduated a couple years ago from university. She's planning on going to grad school to be a physician's assistant. Just the best personality, and she always makes me smile just her demeanor. And so she decided to start a mentoring company, right? Or I'm sorry, that's a mentoring company, a tutoring business, okay? And so when I say that she did it, she didn't just do it. Girlfriend did it and ran with it, okay? So I agreed to let Jaden be kind of like a test subject on her, because we were struggling a little bit in biology, and that's not what mom teaches, right? And so I was like, hey, this is a win-win. You can help Jay, and I can pay you and you test. And I was blown away. It's like I have this level of excellence. Like, if you're going to do something, do it all the way. That's just kind of like something I live by. But she, the forms that she had, the scheduling, the website, everything, the tutoring session itself, I felt like I was proud of her, like she was like my own child. Not old enough to be her mama, so sister. But at the end of the day, that's a perfect example of this. She may not be where she wants to be. She's on that path, but she used exactly the resources that her brain, that she's smart in science and math. I think everybody's smarter than me in math, but that area that she's able to, she's already graduated from, has a degree, and is able to take that and do something with it. And that's a prime example of using what you already have. Okay. Again, too many people unfortunately are going around looking for a handout from, for people who are working hard and working their tails off and working 2 and 3 jobs, when a lot of times we possess the resources within our own power. Okay. And so that is something that I encourage you either to think about for yourself. That may not be the season that you're in, but maybe somebody, and pass that along to them, saying, hey, I will be here. The girls in my group, they know I'll be there all day, every day. But what are you doing for yourself at the same exact time? Okay. And that's an important kind of in your face lesson that I think a lot of us need to hear and be reminded of. Speaking of using what you have, and so real quick, and I'll end this video, but so I had started recording this like a week ago, and so Jaden asked me to buy one of those ring lights. She likes to do film and theater and acting and all of that stuff, and so we were like, oh, this is actually good for both of us, because I'm recording these and recording lectures for my students. And so I got one of the ring lights, and so I was so excited to use it, and so I was moving all around my room. She was cracking up at me because I was like in different positions every single time, trying to get the right lighting, because y'all know, you can kind of see I'm sitting in front of the window and the blinds, but you can see, it's coming through. So that's not like the best background, better than that white wall that I had, right? But nonetheless, I was trying to make it work. And so I was like, oh, light bulb moment. Let me go in the darkest place in my room. And that is my closet. So I was sitting in the closet. My thing's about to fall, and it's telling me I need to wrap up, because this is the moral of the story. I was trying to, have a good background, so I didn't have a blank white wall. And so this is the sheet to my bed. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and just make do with what I have. Message. And I'm gonna tape this back on the wall like I did, so y'all can't, so it don't fall. Oh Lord, now y'all can see the duct tape, so now you can laugh at me. Okay, there we go. Just gotta roll with it, right? But that was the story I was trying to get to, is that, look, I'm at a point where you guys know I'm in an in-between season myself, and so no, I can't go off and buy green screens and lights, but that white wall is starting to get on my nerves as far as recording. So I was like, you know what? Let me use what I got. It's a bed sheet, but you know what? I used what I had, right? So that's the story, and that's the moral of this lesson for today. So I hope you got something out of it, as humorous as that probably ended up being with my tape falling off the wall. But nonetheless, I hope you have a wonderful, blessed week or weekend, depending on when you watch this, and I will see y'all on the next video.